for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You're listening to A Life Worth Living.
And we're your hosts, Kenny
and Samara.
And as a married couple, we have established and sustained multiple businesses, collaborated in ministry, and also conduct outreach in our local community on a monthly basis. We want you to connect with us at ksmithdynastyllc.com. Wow, so in the studio today, we have our dear friend, Miss Beverly Griffin.
Hi.
Yes, how are you doing, Miss Beverly Griffin?
Well, wonderful. I hope you all are doing well as well, too.
Yes, we are having a blast. So today on A Life Worth Living show, we're going to be talking about self-care. I think that's something that is so needed. A lot of people do not really get self-care, but we want to tell our audience how self-care is very important and how they can use self-care to live their best life. So first thing first, tell our audience, who is Miss Beverly?
Let's see. So I am a single mom of one daughter. The Lord blessed me with her. I am a kinship care coordinator and a parent peer support specialist for Federation of Families South Carolina. I help support the community a lot. I enjoy it. I love the people that surround me with positivity. I help bring positivity to other people. I'm a godly free spirit.
Yes.
A godly free spirit. I just love doing stuff for people that's going to make them feel better.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing that I love about you is that you always look out for people.
Yeah.
I remember me and my wife, while we are cooking at the house, chewing on Thanksgiving meals or whatever, what you have done, and this is every year. I don't know how long you have done this, but every year you volunteer at the soup kitchen at our local soup kitchen here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And I really do applaud you for doing that, because a lot of people don't do that.
It's not just Thanksgiving; it's Christmas too.
Yes. Yeah, so even Thanksgiving and Christmas, everyone is opening up their presents and eating, that sweet potato pie. But you are serving. You're a servant. And so I thank you for that, And you also help us on our monthly giveaway that we have in Spartanburg at Zoe T's Boutique, which is every first Saturday of each month. And so we definitely thank you for helping us.
And she worked just as hard as we do.
Yes.
You're welcome. I enjoy seeing the people's faces light up when you say, "Oh, it's free."
Yes. Yes.
So it's a blessing to be a blessing to other people. Sometimes you deal with a lot of things in life. So when you learn how to be a blessing to other people, it helps bring up your spirits. That's what I think.
So did you think that is one part of self-care? Is like, as you helping someone else, is that self-care is helping you as well?
Yes, it is. That brings us to one of the questions that you asked me. What is a life worth living? What it means to me? The life worth living to me means getting up every day, telling God thank you for allowing me to be the parent to raise a daughter. You allowed me to birth, God.
Yes.
So that she could live a life worth living. Me bringing her into community service has taught her what a life worth living means. Yeah. So being a helpful servant to the community, it just helps us to be better people. I hope that answered your question.
And it did, because sometimes we go through life, and I know me personally, sometimes I'm dealing with some things that I'm like, okay, I know this is the end. When we go through things, we sometimes feel like it's the end, but when we look at helping someone else, that may have it worse than we have it, so I'm so glad that we are able to help and serve the community, because that's what it's really all about. And I thank God that you're training your daughter how to serve people, and I met her, and she is
so sweet.
So sweet. She is a light to every time I see her, I just shine. She's always shining, so it's definitely a reflection.
Thank you. It's been helpful to she's helped me out a lot in being a better person. I learned that God will test and reveal to you your most powerful strengths through her. He has given me what I needed to come a long way from where I was. And sometimes putting us through tests is what we need, so that we can see the outcome of what it is that we need to get through. So we have to go through those tests in order to get through the other side. So he has tested me with her, trust me, with the challenges in her life, making sure that she has the tools and the things that she needs to be supportive in the community. That has taught me to be a support to other people in the community, not just stopping with her. It's been a roller coaster. But I have enjoyed this roller coaster.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about what you do on your job. Do you feel that you being a parent and a single parent, is it kind of like a reflection of what you do on your job as well?
Being a single parent, using my lived experience to support other people has helped me in both my work field and my career, because I use those tools that I've gained, those strengths that I've gained to help other families learn their tools and their strengths. And I say you don't have to reinvent the wheel. What worked before, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. You have to just tap into the things that you forgot or thought that didn't work, what was working, and you just stopped using it.
Wow. And that's amazing, because I know sometimes I know I forget some things, but as I'm dealing with parenting or in marriage, my relationship with Samara, relationship with family, I always have to go back to, okay, this is what I learned before. So now what do you think are the most important elements of a life worth living?
Getting up every day, telling God thank you, asking God to get you through the day without just the anxiousness, the nervousness of coming in contact with people that, may not be equally yoked. So, I'll go back to the serenity prayer, God give me the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding.
Yes.
So just getting through every day with God's strength and making sure He's along with you through every word. If you have to say, God, give me strength through a situation that it's not conducive to you and what you're going through at that moment, but you got to stay there.
Exactly.
You got to stay in their presence. That's what you got to do. And sometimes when you do that, that person or that thing that's in your way will cease to exist, or just they be like, I don't know if I could talk to her. He, in the presence of the Lord right now. That's right.
Yeah.
God is with me. God is with me right now.
That's right.
So just making sure that you have the tools that you need, and God is going to give you the tools. Like, to me, I feel like my daughter Destiny was my tool to get me where I needed to be. I was an angry person. I was anxious all the time, and that's through, different challenges that I experienced.
I wouldn't even notice.
That's God's grace and mercy.
Yes.
The humility that He has given me. I'm humble now. Learning how to be humble is a gift. I mean, it makes me feel so good to learn to be that person now. Because, when you have challenges in life as a younger person and you never learn how to deal with that, because mom and dad may have said, stop all that crying, go to your room, because they never learn how to communicate. And that's another thing with me. I love to communicate with people, using your words and not using your body language, to express yourself. Yeah. So use your words, people get a better understanding about what it is that you're trying to convey to them, so that they can understand how you feel as a person and who you are. Yeah. Because if they don't know that, they'll just treat you any kind.
Right. And you know what, that goes back to boundaries, like setting your boundaries. You have to communicate so that people would know, okay, this is how Beverly wants to be respected. This is how Samara wants to be respected. And if people love you for who you are, they will respect your boundaries. Yes. If they don't want to be around you or whatever, they don't have to be around you. But if you are,
have more peace.
Right, everybody will have peace. I will have peace. You will have peace. I ain't talking about nobody mom, but their mom will have peace.
Absolutely. That's one thing that we talk with our, the parents that we serve and the caregivers that we serve. Know your boundaries. Yes. I'm working with the kinship care population now, and I have grandparents, great-grandparents, great aunts and uncles, that I support and make sure that they have what they need resource-wise in their community. And they do have to know their boundaries with the kids because they are a new generation. They're not raised. They weren't brought up the same like they were brought up. So, I have to teach them, patience. Hey,
right.
Be patient with them and try to understand where they're coming from because they're coming out of a bad situation. So,
right.
And grandparents want to go in and fix it. First, you got to mold it.
Yes.
And try to figure out what it is, what's the process, how to do this, how am I going to do this? And I haven't been in this game in over 30, 40 years as a grandparent,
Mm-hmm.
So, and with parents now, and they have youth and young adult, it's still a process for them because, like I said, even then, even my age group, 49 and under, it still was. Go to your room, stop crying, instead of communicating and instead of learning what their emotion is. What are they feeling at that time?
Yes.
So it's important to be able to communicate with each other, not just children, adults too. And I don't mean to speak facetious, but sometimes adults teach the kids how to act, how to be those unruly adults.
Yeah.
You have to mimic. They're going to mimic what you do, so you have to teach them.
Yeah.
Just be hollering and screaming and cussing them out. I see that so much, and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah,
but
and that really is helpful. I heard you said that one time before, and it really made me think because because I was raised old school, so I every now and then I remember I still will raise my voice a little bit, if the soft voice is not coming across, but
soft voice.
I understand.
you got one of those.
My daughter's like, "What soft voice?" But through your help, I learned to just ask, like, okay, what is the real issue? What is on your mind? Because I do want to teach her, the love of God. Even though God's love. He loves us to the point where he will, remove us from some things. He'll take some things away just so that we can get back into his presence. You asked the children of Israel, they was going around in circles over and over and over again. One moment they're worshiping God, the next moment they're not. And then famine will happen, just so that they can go back to the presence of God. And I want to teach my daughter and every young person out there is that, we have to show the love of God. When people don't even like us, when people, treat us wrong, disrespect us, we still have to show them love, show them the love of God. And, you don't have to be around them, if you know that they are constantly disrespecting you, you don't have to, you don't have to be around them. You don't have to text them back. You don't have to call them back, if they're not going to respect your boundaries. And so those that are tuning in right now, I want you to really grasp what Miss Beverly is talking. She is someone that is an advocate for parents. It's like she built the bridge. She is the bridge between parents and children or parents in a federal facility. Am I right or?
So like we help support parents and caregivers navigate through systems of care. Any system of care that has a child inside them, whether it's school, DJJ, DSS, community supports. So we are that bridge that helps not only just the youth to understand where they need to be, but help the parents understand where they need to be. Even if a child is in a facility at that moment, which we call a PRTCO, if they're in a facility, you need to be working on you. Yeah. You need to be trying to figure out what tools you need to grasp in order to learn how to survive and thrive when that child comes back home. Because if you're not learning the tools and you're just still doing the same thing every day, not trying to figure out, how can I make our situation better as a family?
That's
because kids go through a lot, even when they are in different facilities, they're still learning things from other people.
Oh, yes.
So you need to learn how to manage those new skills that you've learned while they're in the facility, as well as make sure you're taking care of yourself. Self-care is important. A lot of people don't realize, as a parent that has a child with a mental, emotional disabilities, and sometimes there may be a physical disability, parents are exhausted. These parents are exhausted, And sometimes that can cause them to have parents to have their own mental health challenges because their child is all they see all day, every day, because there's no supports. They don't know how to build those supports. So we help teach them how to build those supports. It could be someone that you may talk to at a grocery store. Every time you go in the grocery store, that could be someone you can reach out to. Just talking to them, and when you go into the grocery store, it makes you not feel alone. It could be someone at church. It could be someone that you met online, because a lot of people doing that now. But be cautious of that.
Amen.
Yeah, definitely. But a lot of people don't know that you have supports that you don't realize that you have. Could be that cousin that you don't talk to every day. Could be that cousin that you talk to once a year, every other year. Someone that you can reach out to if your parents, are not there. So just being able to have that connection with someone or something to make that parent feel better, because that child is getting what they need while they're in a facility. Yeah. So you need to get what you need while you're at home. Yes. Making the home accessible for you and that child, whether it be, I might have to take the knives out the house. I might have to take the razor blades out of the Crayola box because, they may use that as a tool to hurt themselves. So there are different things that parents need to learn when they have a child with these different challenges, that they're going through. I call them brain diseases. When they're going through those different challenges, you be prepared as a parent or caregiver to make sure that y'all are a family that's working together to make everything. It's not going to be roses every day, trust me, but you will take some steps forward. You may take some back, but you will take some steps forward because you've learned these tools, learn how to cope and learn how to deal with situations when you didn't before. It doesn't mean that you have to stand there and argue with that child. Why?
Exactly, because you are the parent. You don't have to argue with the child.
No. No, that means you're giving them the control that they want. Learning how to walk away, just say, we're not getting anywhere with this discussion, or, I don't like to call them arguments. I like to call them discussions. We're gonna table this discussion. We're gonna come back to it when both of us are when we're not feeling this in this moment, this intense situation. Just learning how to table things and being a better person. Communication to me is the biggest thing, and learning what that child's challenges are. So if you're sitting at home and that child is in residential or at somebody else's house, learning how to, because trust me, whoever else house they're at, they're not doing the same thing.
Right.
For some reason, they only do that at your house.
Right.
You're listening to A Life Worth Living.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for unique custom-made items for any occasion, look no further than Zuri Tees Boutique. This one-of-a-kind boutique specializes in custom clothes, jewelry, handmade soap, body oil, and candles. From family reunion attire to corporate appreciation gifts, Zuri Tees Boutique has something for everyone. Shop now at ZuriTeesBoutique.com. That is ZURITS Boutique.com.
Where can I go that your presence is not there? What can I say that will take your spirit away from me? I can't imagine being without you, God. You are all around me, living inside and through me. What can I do that will change the way you love me? What can I have that will separate me from your grace? I can't imagine being without you, God. Hey, you are all around me, living inside and through me. Hey,
Are you looking for a way to get free clothes, shoes, household items, and food? Look no further than Zuri's giveaway. Every first Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Zuri's giveaway is open to the public and offers a wide variety of items for free. Zuri's giveaway is located at 990 West Blackstock Road in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If you are in need of clothes, shoes, household items, or food, Zuri's giveaway is the perfect place to go.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through TuneIn Radio app, Streema, Apple Music, Radio Seed, and more.
You're listening to A Life Worth Living, and we're your hosts, Kenny
and Samara.
The time is where people are getting like technology. You have the kids are always on the phone. I know. I think my daughter, she'd rather be on punishment than to have her phone taken away.
Absolutely.
So how do you think technology has impacted the way we live our lives?
They have too much access to anybody, everybody, every day, all day.
Yes.
Because they don't know that person on the other side. Like I said, whatever spirits that person is got going on is going to come up on that child or that other person, because you don't know what they're feeding them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to be, cautious and do those parental controls.
Yes.
Technology is a beast to me. So many of our kids, they complete suicide because of technology, because of not just technology, things that's going on within school. They have those computers now at school where they tag each other on their emails and they're bullying each other.
Yes.
So, technology is a beast. So learning how to put those parental controls and have those conversations with your child, and be very open-minded. You don't come at them, come with them. Don't come at them.
Wow.
Because
that's really good. And then even staying on top of the new trends and stuff. Now I know that I am getting to the point I am older.
It's okay.
But I do understand that new things come out and new slang that is coming out, and it's just a whole lot, like through media, through social media, through TV, magazines. Everything is coming up, and it's in the face of our young people. I try my best to stay on top of it because I never want to be in the blue. Like some the kids may be saying something and it may mean something else. I may think it means one thing, but it actually means something else. I always want to make sure that I stay on top of it to see what my daughter is exposed to, and if I need to continue for her to be exposed to that, or we need to just limit that because she's not grown. She is still, under me and my wife's care. So we just try to stay on top of it. So you may be a parent out there that may be listening to this conversation. You may be in a place where your child is going through some things and you need someone to talk to, maybe get like a suggestion, give you some advice. I promise you, Miss Beverly, she is definitely a great tool and a great listener. She listens to everything and she tells us this is what you could do. And I love that about you, Miss Beverly. How can someone get in contact with you just to pick your brain, to seek your advice?
So my number is 803-834-1241. That's my work number. My email is Beverly, BEVERLY.GRIFFIN at F as in Frank, E as in elephant, D as in dog, F as in Frank, A as in apple, M as in Michael, SC.org. Beverly.Griffin at FedFamSC.org. Yeah, that's how you can get in touch with me. And some of the signs that you'll notice about your child when they're dealing with different behavior challenges are not wanting to get up in the mornings, not wanting to go to school, a drop in school performance, regular worry and anxiety, persistent nightmares, hyperactivity and fidgety, poor grades despite any efforts that you may be doing, helping them outside of school, frequent temper tantrums. That's a big, that's a big one. Like we for older kids, it will be mood swings.
Right.
So the different age groups mean different things. So you have to remember only 1 in 5 of those children are getting the support they need for care, for behavioral health or mental health. So
Wow.
statistics are there. A lot of people don't realize that, especially in our culture, a lot of times we don't believe in going to therapy.
Right.
But
Right.
therapy, I'm in therapy. Therapy helps.
Yeah.
Therapy helps. Like I said, sometimes when you're going through different challenges in your life, whether it be like I said, raising a child with different challenges, or just going through life itself, dealing with other people, that's a big challenge. So you need that outlet, someone to talk to on a regular basis. That's that support that I
Right.
talked about. So making sure you have someone to talk to. The kids need someone to talk to. I'm gonna tell you, my daughter used to tell me, she says, I get on my own nerves sometimes, Mom. I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I don't want to be bothered with myself. So hey, I allow that space for her, that time when she needs it. I do want to love on her all the time, but I can't, because I can't fix it. That's the one thing that people need to know. You can't fix what's going on in their head.
Right.
You have
Right.
to be their advocate. You have to learn to teach them how to advocate for themselves. If they don't learn how to advocate for themselves as an adult, you're not going to be there all the time.
That's
So
right.
while you're parenting and raising them like under your care, like you said your baby is, teach them the tools that they need to learn how to advocate for themselves when they're out in the community. Because not everybody's going to help them advocate for themselves. So, and they're going to teach them the wrong things, like we talked about cyber. So teach them what they need to know in order to live a successful adult life. Because
Right.
if you're not teaching them, somebody else is going to teach them, and they're not going to teach them the right things.
You're right. What are some suggestions that you could tell a parent how to do self-care for themselves while their child is either in a facility or temporarily though? What self-care can they do?
We have these trainings called Surviving and Thriving. Learning how to live your life while your child is where they are. First, they need to learn how to do their own self-care. That means if they need to go outside, hug a tree, we call it grounding. Put your foot in dirt, or just, back in the day, we love walking barefooted. Do some grounding techniques, do some meditation, go to the movies, read a book, just listen to some music that don't make you angry, not angry music, but music that's going to calm your nerves. I don't know if sometimes angry might be helpful to other people, but it's not for me. But listening to music, just getting some sun, regular vitamin D, natural vitamin D is so healthy. It's really healthy. Making sure that you're getting sun that you need. I painted one of my rooms the color of the sun, so that when I'm feeling down, I can just go in there. And when it's raining outside, because there are days when you just need that sun, you just need the light, watching your favorite TV show, talking to your favorite person. We got favorite people. You all, Miss Parks, my cousin Cynthia.
Wow.
We got favorite people. So those are the people that help bring you joy and help bring you the natural, that beautiful spirit that you really, really need to be calm, because you can't be around people that's gonna make you anxious and worried and starting the whole conversation off with, well, my knees hurt, my back hurt, and I can't get this child to listen. Okay, I understand that, but what good has happened today?
You ever had a victory?
I like to start off with strengths. What good happened today? Let's start off with the positivity, and then we'll get into that. And we'll talk about how we can help each other through different challenges. So the communication is key. Learning your boundaries, learning how to take care of yourself, and most of all, putting God first for me.
That's right.
Because without him, I wouldn't have got my daughter. She wouldn't be in my life to help change who I am and help me to teach her how to be the person that God needs for her to be, because she wasn't given to me just to be given to me. She was given to me so God could show me what my strengths are. Wow. Show me how to be the better person. Show me how to teach her to be the better person, because every parent can't do what we do. When you have a child that has special needs, I see some parents, they just give up. And that's what we don't want. We don't want that to happen. We don't want these kids to be in foster care. We don't want these kids to be on the streets. We see a lot of that now. Kids on the street, and a lot of times it's because that child has gotten a diagnosis, and parents may not know how to support them, or they may not know how to reach out for the support they need. So there's supports out there. Gotta know who to ask.
That's right. And that's the most important thing is asking the right people. Thank you so much, Miss Beverly. You're so awesome, and we love you. So after the break, we'll continue our discussion of self-care, like how you can have self-care and why is it important. We're here at a life. We're here at we're here at a Life Worth Living radio show with Miss Beverly, and we're so glad to have her in our studio. We'll be right back.
Okay, laughter is fun.
I know that's right. That's the self-care.
That's what I love about y'all. Y'all make me laugh. You need that.
You're listening to A Life Worth Living.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for unique custom-made items for any occasion, look no further than Zuri Tees Boutique. This one-of-a-kind boutique specializes in custom clothes, jewelry, handmade soap, body oil, and candles. From family reunion attire to corporate appreciation gifts, Zuri Tees Boutique has something for everyone. Shop now at ZuriTeesBoutique.com. That is ZURITS Boutique.com. Are you looking for a way to get free clothes, shoes, household items, and food? Look no further than Zuri's Giveaway. Every first Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Zuri's Giveaway is open to the public and offers a wide variety of items for free. Zuri's Giveaway is located at 990 West Blackstock Road in Spartanburg, South Carolina. If you are in need of clothes, shoes, household items, or food, Zuri's Giveaway is the perfect place to go.
Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live through TuneIn Radio app, Streema, Apple Music, Radio Seed, and more.
You're listening to A Life Worth Living, and we're your hosts, Kenny
and Samara.
And for those that are just tuning in, we are talking about self-care, and we have our friend, our sister, Miss Beverly Griffin.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
So glad that you're here in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think are the biggest challenges people face when trying to live a life worth living?
They forget what it means to be hopeful. What helps them to be hopeful? Some of the struggles that I see with the parents or caregivers that I work with or with society is they give up, We tend to give up really easily, especially now, because now it's like, why even try? Because we don't have those higher up people that's giving us an example to live by. We got to have expectations, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They expect us to do things, but they're not modeling it. So it's important to be able to have expectations, and then everybody's expectations are not the same. Everybody's values are not the same. So whatever your household looks like, another challenge to me is modeling that care mood. Like, what does it take to be a good caregiver? What does it take to be a good parent? What does it take to just live life? And it doesn't mean being tight and stressed all the time, learning how to let your hair down, because nowadays the world is in like this state of what the word they was using then when COVID hit, a state of unrush, a state of they couldn't figure out what the world was going to be like. So that's what people see most of the times every day when they don't know what they're going to wake up to every day.
Yeah.
So just making sure that you're praying and asking God to give you the strength through the day, and hopefulness to me is one of the biggest things, because when I ask a parent what does hope mean to them, they can't give me an answer. I say, okay, that's your homework. What does hope mean to you?
Wow.
So learn how to be hopeful. If I was to ask you, what are you hopeful for? What does hope mean to you? Give me your definition of what hope means to you. I don't want you to give me what hope means to everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
You.
Right. So you're saying that hope for each individual may be different.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. Those of you that are tuning in, Miss Beverly, she's asking a question. What does hope mean to you? So I want to see this in the comments. I want to see what hope means to you all. Let's see if I can answer that question. Hope for me is making sure that my family is okay spiritually, physically, and mentally. I just want to know that what I'm doing, I'm showing my family how to just live in a spiritual moment, and of course just know that we all make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're trying to be perfect. We're trying to be mature, because that's what perfect means, is to be mature to the point that if someone offends you, you might have a moment, but let that not be your lifestyle.
Right.
No one should be able to change your demeanor. So that's what my hope is for my family to be okay.
Absolutely.
Samara, what is your hope?
What
I
is
like
your
that, Miss
hope?
Beverly.
That's easy. My hope is protecting my peace at all times so that I can be in the right mind to do what's best for my family, meaning my husband, my child. That's what's number one to me, protecting my peace.
That's right, protecting your peace. That's one of the things that I talk to parents about, making sure that they know how to protect their peace, because it's this thing called circle of control, and your circle is what you have, and your circle is what you make sure everybody know. This is what I'm in control of. I can't control how you act. I can't control none of that. But you have to take that responsibility to know that you can't control how they act. Now, with our kids, we can teach them the tools that they need in order to be in society and stay hopeful. My advice for someone struggling to find purpose is hope. Tap into your strengths. What are you good at? What makes you smile? What brings light to your heart? And that takes us back to Proverbs 3:5-6. And I didn't bring my Bible with me. What are you hopeful for?
I like that.
In all thy ways, acknowledge him, direct your path. Trust the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And that's off the top of the dome. Or am I right?
Yeah.
You're all right. You're all right. My baby saved.
On Mondays. And then the point you made is that you can't control what other people do. Like, would you say the circle of
control?
Circle of controls, with things within that circle, things that you can control. And like you said, you can't control what other people do, but you can control what you give them access to pertaining to the circle.
Yes.
What we're giving them access to. And we have to teach them that.
And even how we give people power, like what type of power we're giving someone, because sometimes people, they know what kind of buttons to push or whatever. But I learned a long time ago through Pastor Kenneth Dean out of Belton, South Carolina, Mount Zion. So shout out to them in Belton, South Carolina. But one thing that he taught, you have to remove the button, like remove the button. So nobody can push a button if it's not there, to change your demeanor and your spirit, your whole mood. So I learned a long time ago, like, I know Samara should be looking at me like, I know he is not doing it. But, sometimes it's like, I will see people do things to try to take power or whatever from me, to control me. But I'm like, no, I'm just moving on. I'm focused on what God have have me on assignment for,
Yeah.
and my assignment may not have nothing to do with someone else. So, or they may not know what their assignment is. Sometimes people want to do my assignment, but but it is what it is.
That's
So
right.
we have to be careful about giving people control.
That's right. And that's what we need to teach our kids. Like I said earlier, we have to lead by example.
Yes.
When
Yes.
you're out in public and or if you're in your car, road rage seems to be the biggest thing nowadays too. And you're in your car and somebody's flipping you off, or somebody's
She's striking
trying to cut you off. You in that moment, you got to still be able to teach your child how to handle stressful situations,
Mm-hmm.
because they're gonna mimic you.
It's like Miss Beverly looking straight at me.
Oh my!
If the speed limit is a certain number, at least go that number.
I really try, even with my parents, with their upbringing, I really try to put myself in their situations and struggles they may have had to deal with, growing up, giving them that grace, and saying, well, maybe they dealt with a lot, growing up. Even when you're in a situation when, like, somebody's flipping you off, or they may be having a bad day. Maybe they didn't learn how to regulate their emotions. It's just like that movie Inside Out. Grown people need to watch that.
Yeah.
Teaching the kids how to regulate their emotions it's a part of raising them. Mm-hmm. So I would have never known anything about that, like I said, until God gave me his child to raise. And give her the tools that she needs. So grown people need to learn how to regulate their emotions as well. You never know what your parents went through. You never know what people are going through every day, the reason why they act the way they act. It's up to you change that cycle. So, like I said, they're watching us.
Yeah.
They're a product of what we bring them up in.
Yeah,
but it's up to you as the parent to know the difference. Even out of everything that you do and what you teach them, they still make choices. We give them those decisions.
Yeah.
They still make choices. When people say, "Oh, she's a bad parent," no, I wasn't a bad parent. As they get older, they make their own choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, with that being said, how do you think we can create a more meaningful and purposeful life?
Going back to learning all you can as a person, not just a parent. Learning all you can as a person. Going back to hope, being more hopeful, and learning how to do things without judgment, without putting someone else's experience before the person that's standing in front of you. Mm-hmm. So everybody's experiences are different. Learning how to respect them, learning how to give them a chance to be better if they're not doing good, whether it's in life, whether it's in relationships, whether they're struggling themselves, giving them a chance. Don't dismiss them, making sure that they have the tools that they need to help understand what that purpose means to them. And I guess it could go back to what is it, Psalms 139. He's basically telling us he knows where you are, because he created us in the womb. That there's nowhere that you can go that he's not going to see where you are or what you're doing.
Yeah.
I hope that answered the question. You might want to ask me again what the question was. I go off on tangents. I get so passionate about making sure people have what they need to be successful, because it's hard. It's hard to be a person. It's hard to be human. That's what my daughter used to call us, humans. She said, "I'm not dealing with y'all humans. Y'all don't know how to regulate y'all emotions." She said, "If I have to learn how to regulate my emotions, why grown people can't do it?" And I agree.
Exactly.
I totally agree. Exactly. If I have to do it, why y'all can't do it? Right. I agree. That's why people don't like being around other people. Yeah. Because they don't know how to regulate their emotions.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I really think that's a really good point. Like regulate, almost like balancing. 'Cause just like you mentioned about Inside Out, it was I forgot how many emotions was it, but I know one was anger, one was sad or empathy or something. That sometimes our emotions just need to be balanced. sometimes it's okay to be angry. Even the Bible says, "Be angry, but sin not." So it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be happy. It's a time and place for everything. But when we can regulate our emotions to work together, because sometimes it's like that passion can like if I'm passionate about someone's soul, I want someone's soul to be in tune so that everybody can go to heaven. But if I may be angry because I'm like, oh, they're not getting it. But I guess the bad anger is, condemning someone to hell. Like, oh no, you going to hell.
Right. Definitely don't do that.
Yeah, because it's almost like, so it's almost like a danger behind your passion if you don't know how to regulate your emotions. What do you think are the most important things to remember when striving to live a life worth living?
Be clear about rules and consequences and boundaries. Be clear about what you expect out of yourself. Don't put too many tight expectations on yourself. Give yourself some leniency, some time to relax and get your thoughts together. But make sure that you know that anything that you do that's going to have a consequence, you're responsible for that.
Right.
So that's why, it's important for us to teach our kids that, hold them accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable. So, teaching them accountability and responsibility is important.
You have been through a journey you're still on a journey. So what do you think are the most important lessons you have learned in your own journey to live a life worth living?
Learning my boundaries. Learning not to allow people to come into my circle and predict how I'm going to react.
Wow.
Or learning how to show people that I'm not going to allow you to make me react.
Wow.
Making sure that I'm, like Samara said, protecting my peace. And if that means I don't have to be around, if I don't need to be around you, I won't be around you. You need to understand why.
Amen.
This is why. It's okay to tell people why. Closed mouths don't get us fed, right? So that's something that my dad used to, try to instill in me. Don't let people treat you that way. People used to say, you carry your heart on your sleeve. I said, is that not how we're supposed to treat people? I was in this fairy la la land, like everybody was, good people, and I didn't see the bad.
Right.
It took my therapist to tell me that, there are bad people. If you believe in heaven, you got to believe in hell. So, and he's gonna come harder at you. And I'm learning that as good as you are, you're gonna be tested.
Yes.
Oh yes.
You're gonna be tested. It's not God that is gonna make you go through all these different transitions and make you get hurt and harmed. It's the evil spirits.
Right.
We have those spirits in this world. So, I had to not take that hat off of being humble, but put on a hat of peace and boundaries and protecting my peace and knowing how to give people boundaries and knowing how to say no. Because
I love saying no now.
Me too.
I'm learning.
No, you can't do it. No, and you don't have to give no excuse.
Nope.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't have to give no excuse to why, And I was always the person to say, why do I need to lie when I'm going to tell the truth?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially the truth would do.
Exactly. Right. So I'm still not going to take my heart and just think bad of everybody, but I'm going to be cautious.
Exactly.
I'm going to be cautious.
Absolutely.
So
sometimes we have to try the spirit by the spirit. If because now if you in the flesh, you can try the flesh, and the flesh is the flesh. So
the flesh bring hands.
So I really appreciate that. This is a good discussion about self-care. In order for us to live a life worth living, we have to go through those self-care. We have to examine ourselves, see the flaws that we need to work on, see how we can work on ourselves, and especially if we have children that are looking up to us, we need to make sure that, taking care of ourselves to be a better version of ourselves so that they can see the better version of us. So
absolutely. That brings me back to something my dad used to tell me: everybody's not like you. And it's like, why not? Why they can't be be better? I had to learn it, and through the trials and tribulations I've been through in the last few years, I've learned, no, everybody's not like me. There are mean spirits in this world, and they will hurt you. They will take you out.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I'm super honored that you are not a bad spirit. Yes. So those that are tuning in, we have Miss Beverly with us, Beverly Griffin. She is the bridge between parents and children, or parents in different facilities. So how can someone that is needing help, like maybe their child has been taken temporarily and they would like to just reach out to you, Miss Beverly, how can they reach out to you to ask for advice? I know you do have your work number. I'm going to
also give you all our home number for the office. Federation of Families of South Carolina. We are our main office is in Columbia, but we work for the whole state. And that's the thing. We work for the whole state of South Carolina, and it's a free service. We're supporting families with, that have these different challenges with the community and within the home. It's a free service. There are a lot of free services out there, but we've been in this with this agent. I've been with this agency since 2012. I started off volunteering in 2015. I went out on a leap of faith and retired from my job and started being a parent peer to other communities with Federation of Families. But I'm based here in Spartanburg County. But our home office phone number is 803-772-5210. And we are, a small agency, family run, peer run. So we're not just professionals. We walk the walk, talk the talk every day, and we're in recovery. That's what, hope to me means, recovery. And I had Samara make me a shirt. That's what hope to me means. Yeah. Stand and being in recovery. Yeah. Because mental health is something that doesn't go away. There are all types of stigmas associated with mental health, but there are all types of positivity associated with mental health as well. Right. So, the Wellness Recovery Action Plan is a great tool for people that's learning how to live in recovery. And it could be used for diabetes. It could be used for alcohol prevention, addiction. It could be used for exercising. Anything. It's a great tool to have
on our page, because we definitely would love to. We want to push this because self-care is definitely important, and if we just like Miss Beverly is saying, we do need a support group. We need a support team, and we are definitely we're definitely here for you all. If you would like to reach out to Miss Beverly, now give them your email once again.
Beverly BEVERLY Griffin GRIFFIN @fedfamsc.org. Or you can reach out to our home office by email. It's fedfamsc.org.
And thank you so much once again. There you all have it. We have Miss Beverly. She is in the building. Thank you so much once again, Miss Beverly, for your service in the community, your outpouring love for families, whether they're rich, poor, whatever. You just have a support for every family that is out there, and we support you. We lift up even the organization that you are a part of, and if there's ever a time that you need us here at A Life Worth Living radio show, please reach out to us.
Yeah.
Definitely will. I definitely will. Y'all remember that hope is there. Just find what hope means to you.
Yes. Yes. And we want to hear from you all. What do hope mean to you? What does hope mean to you?
Absolutely. I want to see that in the comments. Please share.
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Everybody, you are listening to A Life Worth Living, and we're your hosts, Kenny
and Samara.
See you all on next episode.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Continue to tune in every Monday at 9 p.m. Please listen live 24/7 by going to wdrbmedia.com and click on the Listen Live tab. Also, if you want to be a guest on the show or want free advertising, call us at 864-772-3058 or email us at kssmithdynasty.llc@yahoo.com. And you can also connect with us on YouTube at A Life Worth Living radio show.
You've been listening to A Life Worth Living, and we're your hosts, Kenny
and Samara
on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. For double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be blessed.
And renew your mind daily.
There is a name, that's a place I can run and be saved. There is a name that can heal, calm my storm, peace be still. I can call on that name and be saved. Things will change. Stand and proclaim. There is no greater name than Jesus. Jesus. Stand and proclaim. There is no greater name than Jesus. Jesus. There is a name, that's a place I can run and be saved. There is a name that can heal, calm my storm, peace be still. I can